You ever have that sudden burst of nostalgia triggered by a completely random event, thought, conversation that takes you back to a point in time that was in the very back of your mind and near forgotten? If your answer is no, you are the biggest bullshitter of the 21st century. To get to the point, mine specifically happened while I was watching a certain horror project that, for having a whole lot of nothing but looking at walls and vanishing toilets, did have one sole moment that piqued my interest on account of the chant of a familiar tune in the background playing on the TV that may or may not have vanished at some point in that movie. I honestly don't remember.
I don't have to worry, I don't have to care. My coat is very furry, I'm a grizzly bear.
Yes, it was the boastful chanting of a little grizzly bear cub from an Ub Iwerks cartoon I distinctly remember seeing on a VHS full of classic rubberhoze public domain cartoons I owned as a kid. That cartoon? The subject of this video, Jack Frost. No, not these other ones, this one. And yes, the Skinamarink mention was vital and necessary for this video. What are you talking about? The short is as basic as a 1930s animated short usually is, with a titular Jack Frost warning to the animals of the coming winter season, which they all prepare for as the frost sets in and autumn comes to an end. All except for one rebellious and in way over his head child, a bear cub who brags,
I don't have to worry, I don't have to care. My coat is very furry, I'm a grizzly bear.
The cub eventually runs away from home, and surrealism, terror, and getting punted by cartoon-gloved hands ensue before he meets Old Man Winter, before being rescued by Jack Frost and brought safely home to hibernate during the winter. Everybody sleeps safe and sound, happy ending. Haha, nice try, Coda! We may share creators, but we don't share studios! As expected for most colored cartoons at the time, it's very simple, very colorful, and the rubberhoze art style as well as the character designs are very basic, yet charming. The animals have endearing cartoony designs with some wearing clothes, others not, living in trees and dens, but in a homely style with furniture the way humans live, making these animals a nice blend of cute wildlife critters and anthropomorphic ones with a familiar lifestyle to viewers. Like, come on! That little skunk just wants to help and offer you protection from the creepy old guy chasing you. I'm sure you can handle his weed stench and possible stash for a night or two, little bear. Jack Frost himself is portrayed in a unique way reminiscent of a jolly elf or gnome character. A bit of a far cry from how he's usually portrayed as a white or blonde-haired skinny guy with ice-looking skin. Yeah, funny little elf guy's just as valid as these light-haired hot twinks. I said it. It's also a charming touch with how he brings color to nature through a magic paintbrush and palette, even making candy with it. It's a more whimsical take on the Frost spirit that brings some playful lightheartedness to him, as well as the short itself. Old Man Winter is portrayed as malevolent, but also a hint of playfulness himself in his wicked nature. His design is also basic and goofy in a way that isn't out of place in a Betty Boop or Felix the Cat cartoon villain, but quite frightening in a silly manner with a cheeky, devilish grin on his face as he chases and blows cold wind at the cub, before trapping him in a log with his freezing powers, which can be a creepy scene for young kids. It strikes a balance between spooky and mischievous without going into full-out frightening territory. He captures the cold iciness and fun of winter itself, showcasing its harshness as the personification of it. The animals sing a cheery tune about preparing for winter that is upbeat and quite catchy, and the cub's boastful little chant is a staple of the short itself, with it being memorable due to its own catchiness. It's what I remembered most from this short, and what most who ever saw it in their youth will remember from it as well.
Thanks, Mr. Jackie, for your advice. We'll hurry home to our wives.
We'll have our house filled with supplies when Old Man Winter arrives. I don't have to worry, I don't have to care. My coat is very furry, I'm a grizzly bear.
Jack Frost's theme is playful as his nature in the short, And it is the tune which the animals sing to, as well as the moving trees who creepily hum to it during the scarecrow's scat. I would say it is the other staple to this short, along with the bear cub's chant, being played, sang, and hummed constantly throughout the short, with variations being both whimsical, cheery, and menacing in the tree's chants, foreshadowing the coming of the harsh winter itself. The short, like most of its kind at the time, is mainly made up of surreal nonsense with little story, and you're just taking in that nonsense as you watch the short as well as the colorful world and its odd characters. You're coming across these weird and mysterious things along with the cub. Very much style over substance. It's a short that mainly feeds into your emotions, whether they be happy, upsetting, or scary. I talked about the cub's chant, but the part that most stands out as well as the next thing I most remembered from this short was little Toby's first exposure to scat music, the scarecrow scene. Sorry, Wembley buddy. You just missed it by a few years.
Bootle bitten bottle scoodle bootle bay scooded babadoodle bootle bay bootle hockey bootle bay bootle doodle day boom 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 boom.
It makes no sense. What he is singing is a jumble of non-existing words. It's kinda uncanny, yet fascinating. The Scarecrow's movements are fluid and energetic. His design is another simple and charming one. And what the hell are the moving trees even there for? It's just so bizarre, yet oddly fun. It wiggles its way into your memory forever if you see it even once. Might have been what made me a sucker for scarecrow designs next to the Wizard of Oz. Go, you funky little scarecrow man, shake it! Oh, creepy mumbling sentiment trees, I support you as well.
Which,
buddy? What are you doing?
I'm trying to be a funky little guy as well. I don't know though. Do you think I'm a little rusty?
Hey, no one's perfect. Keep practicing, bud. Before the 1939 Wizard of Oz film with its noodle, lovable scarecrows and threatening sapient trees, we had whatever the fuck this was. Though the scene comes right the fuck out of nowhere, it does segue well into the terror that is the arrival of Old Man Winter with its more subtle spooky nature that is just building up to the nightmare fuel scene. Like it's telling the cub to beware without directly stating it to him. The tree's ominous chanting of the slower, unsettling version of Jack's theme contrasts nicely against the Scarecrow's fast-paced scatting and body movements, and the sudden jump from this to the winter chase is all the more effective because of it. So, kids, the moral of this cartoon is don't disobey your parents or Jack Frost himself by being an overconfident little shit and running away into a winter storm, or you will encounter scatting scarecrows and creepy old white men galore. Though, if you have a mother that considers spanking her child bare ass to be a form of discipline rather than abusive, then funky scatting scarecrow is vastly preferable. So, not sure how effective your moral actually was here. Jolly Jack even tosses in a ride on the Rainbow Express destination gay agenda as a bonus. I'd be out of that den in a heartbeat as well. Well, that was my quick look back on this odd yet charming little Ub Iwerks cartoon from the early days of my existence. Safe trick-or-treating, my spoopies. Check your candy. Dress warmly in this chilly autumn weather. Don't stay out too late. Careful carving your jack-o'-lanterns. Smoke, vape, drink, or whatever it is you do to get a little bit of your kicks responsibly. And most importantly, Happy Halloween.